everything will be okay. Once again, you are all welcome to today's knowledge sharing section. We want that we will be discussing about enhancing the opportunity in artificial intelligence to boost our research, in 2024. It's ahead of us. 2024 is just like a few hours to this time. And I believe by the time we put our minds together, put our heads together, we have good output as a researcher in 2024. So you are all welcome to this page. So I would like to welcome Dr. Femi Alamu from the Department of Computer Science, University of Lagos. His area of research is mobile communication, information retrieval, image processing and security, telemedicine, and e-health, AI, and its application. So he is also part of us on the researcher. And join me as I welcome Dr. Femi Alamu. Over to you, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening.
Good day.
I hope I'm heard.
Yes.
Oh, great. Yeah, so I think I should have access to share.
Yes, share it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me try. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Femi Alamu, and I'm with the University of Lagos. And I'm a researcher, I'm a teacher, and everything that any academic does. So I'll be running through this point of discussion from maybe an interesting point of view, so that at least we can get a better understanding of the key concepts. Please, at any time, if you cannot hear me, the moderator, please let me know, so that at least I can know if I've strayed. Yeah, so I'm on my mobile phone, and because of network connectivity, I may not be able to show my face, but at any rate, I should be able to come up to show my face towards the end of the presentation. Yeah, so the topic before us to discuss is harnessing the potential of artificial intelligence for effective research. And we have given it a year, which is 2023. But thank God, AI has been in existence before now. Yeah, can you see my face? Yeah, I said the network is a bit
Don't worry,
bad.
just continue. I will reply.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so we want to look at harnessing the potential of artificial intelligence for effective research. And of course, I said we have put 2024 because it's for us to plan and to learn one or two things. Now, of course, there's this buzz that artificial intelligence. Oftentimes, as researchers, we always jump on the wagon of the buzzword in IT or in tech without the basic understanding of what the term artificial intelligence is, and of course the capabilities or the potentials that we can derive from it. And oftentimes we also use some of the potentials without using it effectively. So this evening is going to be a discussion stroke presentation. However, given that we have a diverse, can you see? Oh, yeah. Can you see my slide now, please?
Yes, we can see your slide. Continue.
Oh, great. All right. So, of course, we have been using some of these AI tools, and we have not maximized the use, as it were, right? So it's important for us to understand a bit of things here and there. Now, I understand that the constituent of this congregation is diverse from different professions, right? But I think I'll just plead before I start that please pardon my use of words. pardon my profession, and pardon some of the things that will likely churn out. Now, do not look at the technicalities behind anything I'm going to say, but the major thing is that we want to see how we can better use AI as a tool for effective research, right? So that's what we want to look at. So as a starting point, we want to break the title into phrases or words or into tokens, right? So that we can derive a better understanding of what we want to look at this evening. Now, this will enable us put the words together, and also as researchers, break the title of the subject matter into understandable positions that we can relate with. As I've said, we have people in finance, people in statistics, people in modeling, people in computer sciences are present here. But I just want us to flow with the tide so that at least we'll be able to gain one or two things. So when we break down the titles, of course, into words or phrases, we have enhancing, which means to make productive use of, or to take a full advantage of a thing. Now, of course, that means before now, we have been using AI, but have we been taking the full potential that AI has to offer us? That's the question. Now, we have also seen some people using AI on the wrong side, which is usually, of course, the bad side anyway. So we are not here to look at the bad side of AI, but want to look at the potential, how we can apply it for our research. So what is potential? Potential means existing possibility that abounds in something, right? So that means we have a productive use which is already existing in AI. So the next phrase we have in the title is artificial intelligence, right? So artificial intelligence is just simply endowing the capability of a human to a computer or a system or a machine to be able to think in accordance as a regular human would think. So the problem-solving capability of a human is endowed on a system or a computer or a machine. Then the next phrase is a word is effective. So effective means decisive or desired effects of something. So of course we are all researchers. So what is research? So research, according to Meridian Dictionary, is a studious inquiry or examination. That's just one. Now, you see, I had to put a number of bullet points under research so that we now understand that have we been using AI tools effectively or wrongly? Now, there are a number of ways that we have interacted with AI tools, but do we really understand how effective, how we can make use of these things effectively? So if you look at the first one, is a studious inquiry or examination. And remember, we said our AI, that means something that has a capability to imitate human intelligence or behavior. So that's in our AI. Now we came to research and we said is a studious inquiry or examination of something. It went further to say it is an investigation aimed at the discovery and interpretation of facts, right? It also went further to say it is a revision of accepted theories in the light of new facts that have emerged, or the practical application of such new theories that you come up when you have challenged existing theories. Then it's also a careful and diligent search for new things that you do not know exist. So that is research. Now, where can we now put academic research in all this definition? Of course, we can say academic research is a studious inquiry or examination. We can also say it's an investigation aimed at discovery and interpretation of facts, right? We could also say it's a practical application of new theories, We could also say it's a revision of accepted theories in the light of new facts. We could also say is a careful and diligent search. Now, but if we look at the context of the use of AI, we find out shortly that can we actually say that AI tools can effectively be categorized as being able to do all this effectively? Now, if it has not been able to do that, how can we take advantage of these AI tools in order to get the benefit or the best or the optimal of all the outputs we are going to get from some of the AI tools we interact with? So I now came up with, of course, a rhyme, of course, said, so if we need to achieve a productive use of the existing possibilities of the capabilities of an intelligent machine to get a decisive or desired effect of studious inquiry or examination, then we must first understand how the search paradigm works. So that is where I am coming in now. We want to understand how the search paradigm works so that by the time we are interacting with these AI tools, we will be able to have a better understanding of, oh, so if I do it this way, I can achieve a better result. If I do it this way, I can achieve lower results or outputs, right? So that's the whole essence of my own discussion. Of course, I understand that we have other panelists. I hope they will be able to push us further in the thoughts that we are looking at today. So as a basic definition, a search engine is an information retrieval system. So if you want to get any information online, of course, you are supposed to type your question or whatever you are looking for, and you put it in the search engine. Of course, we know popular search engines. Now, of course, not to mention or to advertise for any product, but we know popular search engines that we can put our search information to. So a search engine is an information retrieval system. So what is information and what is retrieval? Now, these two concepts gives us a lot of details, gives us a lot of meanings, gives us a lot of expose in what we look at. So information retrieval is a developed system, a well-developed field in the field of computing that has to do with organizing information, creating ontologies of information, and getting information out, arranging information, and a lot of other things, right? So it tells us that once we want to search, what we are interested in is information. Of course, we said, according to basic definition in computing, information is just a processed data. Now, what kind of processing has gone into this information? So that's what we want to also look at. We want to look at the processes that have gone into this info. I'm not talking about, okay, maybe you extract this. No, maybe you add 1 + 1 = 2. No, that's not what I'm saying. We want to look at how is information presented or represented in any search engine, right? Then how can we retrieve this information that has been stored in some ways in the search engine? Now, this is done by asking questions or entering a combination of keywords. Now, please, let's also take notice of the term keywords, right? Now, maybe later, of course, I'm going to explain why I made a pause to emphasize the term keywords. Now, it looks for answers from a vast database of index pages. Now, so we are going into it a bit by bit. Now, we have what is called repository in computing. Repository means a store or a warehouse where you keep things. Now, those things cannot be kept haphazardly, right? They have to be arranged in certain ways. For why? For easy location. Now, for instance, if you have your room or your house, right, and you do not have any compartmentalization of your building and just say anywhere, anything, that means you can decide to cook anywhere in the house. right? But because of compartmentalization, you could divide the house into kitchen, living room, bedroom, different places that you want at least to put certain things. Like with, of course, well, I don't, for a Nigerian family anyways, you don't expect to see a television in the kitchen, right? Or in the cookhouse, right? You don't also expect to find a TV set in the bedroom. However, that exists. I'm just giving a general view of those of us who grew up in Nigeria. So you don't expect to have a TV in the bedroom, though it exists anyways. So it looks for answers from a vast database, right, that are indexed in certain ways. Now, what is this information is looking for? Is looking for information from web pages. Of course, that is beyond the scope of this study. So we can read up something on what are web pages, but of course, we can skip that. We can still understand the discussion. So web pages contains heterogeneity of index data. So that means it will arrange different web pages in some order. And these web pages contains different information. Some can be about cooking, some can be about maybe typing, some can be about research, some can be about traveling out, some can be different things that could be useful to different interests. So depending on what you want to search, the database has information on it. Now, this information are arranged in such a way that it will be easier for your search engine to crawl through the web pages and locate what you are searching for, right? And of course, these web pages or the information must be ranked, right, in order of relevance. So, for instance, if an individual is searching for a topic on, let's say, finance, now would have indexed the database to identify that, okay, like, okay, for those of us who have visited libraries before, right? You see they call something cataloging. So you have different sections in the library with different stuffs. That's different books. Then they will put lists. Okay, this is for engineering students, this is for computer science. So the same way, that's what happens in indexing of information. Yeah, I think, okay. Can I continue, please?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. There's a noise coming from some. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so this information are ranked and are kept in order of relevance so that it will be easier for the search engine to locate it easily. So it allows the user to select what is important. What is important? When you search, it brings different kind of things. In fact, you can have close to 1 million web pages returned to you. However, you cannot even go through those huge data or information that has been returned to you. And this is a problem in information retrieval called information overload, right? It has to do with entropy. That means the degree of availability of information, which can be too much and overwhelming for somebody. So the question is that which one will you look at? Then the question is that which one is important? Which one is recent? Called that came. Yeah, so another one, so another thing that we should look at is that are this information organized, especially for retrieval purposes. So the first thing we need to understand about information placement on the web is that there's what is called indexing. Indexing is just assigning a number to a particular, of course, I'm being very plain so that I don't speak too technically. So when I say indexing, it may mean another thing technically, but for us to understand for those of us from different fields, for us to understand, that's why I'm speaking in that way. So you assign a number or a portfolio to a particular web page so that you to be able to find a place to sleep or to stay. Now, if I give a number, maybe I give it 2, and I say number 2, we have to sleep in the living room. So that means that's number 2 web page, we have to go and look for a space in the living room to sleep, right? So that's just an informal information. So those information are indexed in such a way that it will be easy for us to locate them. It will be easy for us to retrieve them when we search, and it will be easy for us to present them. Then the other one is crawling. Crawling simply means that how will a search engine or a search bot go around, for instance, the informal example we are using, a room or a building. You have different compartments, the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, the laundry, and different places, right? So crawling just means that somebody, like, okay, I ask you, please go and get me a plate, and probably we're outside. So what do? You just tiptoe, pap, 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 you walk to the kitchen, you look for the plate rack, and you lift the plates and bring it out for me. So crawling is just the ability of the bot. When you see bot, that's any self-aware system that is able to move from one plate to the other. We go and locate that information and drag it out and bring it to you. Oh, this is what you asked me to bring. However, if I tell you to go and bring a plate, you can decide to bring all the plates and say, oh, you didn't specify the kind of plates that you asked me to bring. Another one is retrieval and ranking. Now, this is where the majority of text-based search or based search exists. Now, we have, you are searching for some stuffs and you need to retrieve information. The question is that whatever has been brought back to you in form of solution to your search, the questions are those things really useful to you? So the ranking is of utmost importance for an effective retrieval of any information that you want to get. Of course, we know that those kind of search is almost nearing the end. That we'll soon kick them off, but they are still useful for certain things. That, of course, maybe you want to search for pictures. It's easy for us to use those kind of search bait. Then another thing which is very important, even in the use of AI tool, is what we call the relevance feedback. So it's a term in information retrieval that tells you that, oh, these things that have been given to you, you have 1 million and something pages. You select which one is important to you. So you just click, oh, this one is okay, this one is okay, right? So it continues to keep track of those pages you have visited. It also looks at the number of minutes that, or the number of seconds that you look at. Oh, maybe you kept the page for so long, it remembers that, oh, next time, once you are searching for the same thing, it brings out that those pages that you visited as the topmost pages. That, okay, I think this person likes this kind of content, and he looked at it. Now, if you observe your searches, you say, okay, it will be telling you the number of times that you have visited that site. If you have opened a document for, let's say, 6 times, say you have visited this site 6 times, showing that it is increasing in rank. For you to visit a site up to that number means that you are finding useful information on that site. So that's about ranking and also relevance feedback. So note that search engines employs intricate algorithms to quickly evaluate content based on factors. Okay, thank you. Based on factors like location, backlink, freshness, search history, and readability. So that's how it ranks the searches that you have looked at. Then these algorithms ensures that users find the relevant, of course, not absolute result to the queries within milliseconds. Now, search engines employs various statistical signals such as keyword frequencies. So if you type a particular stuff, it looks at the web page is going to visit. What is the frequency of the appearance of this keyword that you have typed in that document? Based on that, it assumes once it appears in that web page, it returns that web page for you. However, it may not be useful to you. It will also look at the number of click-through rates. How many times did you click on that web page to look at it? So these are the things I explained earlier. So there are a number of models that calculate the likelihood of a page being relevant to a particular query, right? And one of it is term frequency. This ranks pages according to the frequency of the keywords that appeared on that page. So if you type finance and finance appears on a particular page several times, then it is a likely candidate for return. Then there's another one called the time frequency and inverse document frequency. So which calculates the ranking scores for a page, not just using the frequency of a word within that page, but also how unique it is across the pages. So it looks at how unique, how consistent, how diverse is this use in the web page that it wants to return to you. Then the BM25 series. So please just don't bother about those algorithms. So it finds the best match between a search query and a web page, right? By striking a balance between factors like time frequency, document length, and time reality. So then machine learning algorithms continues to optimize relevance ranking by learning from user or usage data to improve on what it returns to you. So this is where machine learning started learning or started schooling from. It started long time ago. So machine learning is a form of AI that learns from very huge data patterns that you did not even understand that it exists. So when mobile phones came, you know, for when you are searching, it looks at a number of the search engine looks at a number of things. Where are you searching from? Are you searching from a village? Are you searching from Nigeria? Are you searching from Bangladesh? Are you searching from UK or US? It based that on what it returns to you, right? And this may affect the outcome of your search. However, with the advent of mobile technology, all this location stuff, because we have ubiquitous computing, you could search from anywhere. So the issue of, okay, you are seated in front of a computer and it's somewhere located somewhere, that was eliminated. So you became a global citizen with the advent of mobile phone. So it became location aware, it became context aware, and it was extremely personalized. So this bettered semantic search, right? So instead of keyword search, it became semantic search. Semantic search means it gives meaning to your search. It's not just looking at keywords over the web page. It looks at the context and the content of search to bring out results for you. So it also employs the use of natural language processing, machine language, knowledge graph, and of course, contextually relevant results. It brings relevant results to you based on all this. My time is running, so I have to be a bit fast now, but at least I'll still communicate my idea. So various forms of semantic search. Of course, we have entity-based semantic search. Semantic search is meaning. It looks at, okay, you are searching for a car. Now, you also have to define the kind of car you are searching for, maybe a blue car with a US number plate, right? So it brings all those things together. It goes into, crawls into the database and brings solution or things that are relevant to your search. It's not just based on, for instance, the former search, just say, I'm looking for a car that has a number plate. It brings cars from different countries, which is not even relevant to your search. But now that we have a meaningful search, it uses meaning in order to search. You can describe your search in more details so that it will bring out good results. So some of those searches entity-based search, contextual semantic search, intent-based semantic search, then relationship-based semantic search. Then the other one is a semantic question answering. And that is where the AI tools come in, right? And that's where we're looking at this evening. So semantic question answering is where the ChatGPT comes in, which is an AI tool. Of course, uses generative search experience, which moves from search engines to reasoning engines. So we are not going to be saying the term search engine now. However, we'll be referring to it as what? Reasoning engine. So this comes into existence in 2020, of course. This led to conversational search systems that combines natural language processing knowledge graph, contextual understanding, and generative AI to bring out what we are trying to reason out now, not search for. So I'm going to be using it interchangeably, what we are trying to reason out of the search engine. So they analyze language, they gather your intents, and also synthesized response. Now, if you see that synthesized response, I put it in green. Now I'm driving at somewhere with all this explanation I've given. So in 2022, OpenAI introduced ChatGPT, an AI system able to have conversation and generate human-like text. So the conversational ability was quickly incorporated into search notes. So ChatGPT means chat generative pre-trained transformer. So please don't bother. I'm not going to bother you about all those terms. So any AI-powered search is only as good as the source of the information or data it contains. So this is where we are running to. We have looked at how this AI, the search engine, the history of search engine, the algorithms that they employ in the search. Of course, we have looked at indexing, how they store things in databases, then how they retrieve it when it is to be used, right? But what is of importance in AI tools is that it doesn't look at text or keywords to search for information or crawl around the internet to get information from. It looks at tokens, right? So for those of us who are in computing, you would have done something on compiler construction, right? Once you want to convert any programming language written in high-level language to a machine understandable language, you have to convert them from, you have to first of all do what is called scanning. So you look at the whole space. So once you, maybe I say I am coming. So the first thing is that you give it, maybe it's a verb or noun. Then all the spaces, you delete them. They are not important to you. I am. It gives it maybe a conjunction. Maybe it's not even important. Coming. So it looks at two things. I, noun, coming, verb. So it has given them a name or it has associated them with something. So ChatGPT or AI tools work with association. It was patterned after the compiler, the creation of compiler, not to understand the language that you have typed, but an association with the language, with what you have typed, the description you have given. And that's what the response will come out from. Now, remember, I also mentioned that your search is as good as the data contained in the database of that search engine. Now, ChatGPT was just trained on available data that was online. And you understand that some data were restrictive. You could not get access to them, especially for paid databases and all that. ChatGPT doesn't have that amount of money. So the first error that was gotten from ChatGPT was that it brings out, it concocts, that means just creates things that do not exist. So at the beginning of the use of ChatGPT was found to be telling lies. It was found to be plagiarizing. It was found to be bringing things without citing the users, even up till now, right? So imagine as a researcher, you get your topic. The first thing we have to understand is that you must understand how to tokenize your topic to have a good and effective search. What is tokenization? You break your topics into readable words, right? So that once you are searching, it brings you information that is closely related in that domain that you are searching from. Now, not only that, we found out that ChatGPT brings out information that are not consistent with what you are really searching out for. So what do you do as a researcher? So the solution to that is what we call humanizing of the information that you have gotten, right? So this is just reinforcement learning, which is part of humanizing what you have gotten. So you type in what you want. So what do you want? What are you looking for? You type in what you have. I am looking for information retrieval. You'll find out that everything that ChatGPT will bring out for you, it will bring it out. There won't be any citation. Now, as researchers, we have been trained never to make categorical statements in anything we write. we rely on the authority of existing authors. We cite them and also rephrase their words. Now, once you get that response, you read it through. There are some statements that you need to recast. However, there are some AI tools that can also be used to humanize what you have typed. Now, the problem with that is that once we subject it to some testing, we will see that what you have submitted as a document for research contains AI-generated outputs. Of course, there's no legislation against that yet, but we kick against it in my institution that a student is given a project or an assignment to write, and you just type it on AI, and you bring out everything. So by the time we subject it to testing using similarity checks like Turnitin, especially those that have the licensed one, you find out that some people will have as close as 86% of AI-generated stuff. So the major thing, the major crust that I'm pointing out is that I haven't known how the back end of these things work. The first thing you need to do is to understand how to tokenize your research topic. That's the first thing. So what is tokenization? Breaking them down into different words, just as I did for the topic that we have. So you'll be able to get things that you can bring together to form a maybe a suitable presentation that has not been written by somebody else, but it is due to you. However, you give credence to those people who, in a way, have worked in that direction. Then the second one is that once the output comes up, you have to humanize that output. What is humanization? You just bring it out, you read it, and try to recast the statement in such a way that it is research-based casting, not finality, not assertive, except you get the author of that search output, then you can put the name of the author and, oh, this is the person who said this. You rely on that person's authority. But AI tools, some of them do not do that, especially the unlicensed ChatGPT. Another thing is that, so how do you now use the AI tools that is a ChatGPT? Of course, some of you would have interacted with. So the first thing that you have to register, right? So once you register with your email or whatever, it brings you a snapshot or a page where you can type your questions. So all we have done in the past few minutes is to tell us that, okay, when you now get to the AI tool, how do you now type your question? So the first one is what? Tokenize your topic. Then the second one is what? Humanize what you have gotten. Then the third one is what? Cite references. So you entered a new prompt, that's a question. So regenerate the response, copy the response, humanize your response, share your response. So those are the ways to use those are the ways that you use your AI tool. So this is a snapshot of what I did. So this is getting started. You go to the page. Of course, the page is stated at chat.openai.com. So once you get there, you sign in. So here I had to sign in with my Google, whatever. I got a page. So not to reveal my password. So here it brings you that, okay, now if you look at what is here, look at the third one. He said, check your facts. While we have safeguards, ChatGPT may give you inaccurate information. It is not intended to give advice. So that means even the AI tools that we rely so much on can give us inaccurate information. This is on the warning tag on the chatbot. Of course, I visited that today, and you'll still find it there. Then, of course, he said, don't share sensitive information. So chat history may be reviewed or used to improve our service. So what it does is that once you give relevance feedback, it improves the database or what is stored in this working engine of the AI tools. And that is what keeps improving the output or the accuracy of that chart that we have. So I think my time is up. So this is what this is what you see. So I decided to type something to look for what is information retrieval, right? So once I did that, it brought out, of course, say, how do you asking your question, you tokenize, refine if you do not get the desired results, have some basic knowledge of the domain of that research you want to do, then understand your problem statement very well. Set out your aim very clearly, unambiguously, then list your objective to fit your methods, the one in chapter 3, and the methodologies you want to use. So based on this, you can base your search on these entities that we have. So I decided to ask it what is information retrieval. So this is what it's returned. You can see there's no single reference in the response it gave me. No single reference. So this can be said to be plagiarized. And it was too assertive. So what did I do? I had to retrain it again to go for another round so that at least it becomes more interesting. So what did I do? I also asked it to write a letter of employment to my university. Which of the license? Okay, please. I think the moderator will look at that. So, of course, I asked you to write a letter of employment to my university. Now, if you look at what it wrote, it just say your name. So you cannot copy and just send this one to the employer. You'll be taken as unserious. So you just say your name. Imagine you didn't add your name. So that is humanizing it, adding your own input to make it. So it was able to get the address, everything, Akokayaba and all that. So, and these are the outputs he gave me. The letter of stuff was good. It asked me to write my skill set and every other thing. So we can use ChatGPT to aid our research, right? But we should not rely totally on it. Of course, we have looked at the background, how it works at the back. We have looked at how to search. We have looked at how to copy. So this is how to copy. Just copy whatever you have done, copy it out to some whatever. So the last point is you have to humanize what you have done, include your references, correct the absoluteness of statements, look for the source from where the answers came from. Thank you for listening to my fast presentation. I hope I didn't bore you with some of the technical words. So with this, I hand over to the moderator. So my name is Femi Alamu. I'm from the Department of Computer Sciences, University of Lagos, and these are my research area. My email address. Thank you for listening. Moderator, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Femi Alamu. You can stop sharing. Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate your time. To be candid, it's not easy we know what it means as an academic, so you know how to share these and it's not that easy. And we have some questions. I know we'll come back to the questions. Someone is asking whether it's licensed or is a premium version of 3.5 chat 3.5. So we will come back to all those things. We have a lot of people in the house. We have a lot of talk today, and we just cut it short by short. I would like to call Dr. Miriam. Are you there? Please come up. So we have two more talk, but they are going to be practicals. Like he already laid the foundation of the science behind what we are talking about. So others will also go into detail. We're still talking on the practical aspect of it. So over to you, Dr. Miriam.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Dr. Alamu, for giving us that background. So our next presenter will be Dr. Lani Charles Ogunbite. He's a plant scientist. He's an agile coach. He has experience in teaching and industry. So he also have a technology experience with DevOps and data science. He's the head of research at Nature Vantage Health Resource Limited. You are welcome, sir, and I will urge all our participants to listen up and also jot down their questions. He will attend to it when the time is right. Thank you so much. You have the floor, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you very much, Dr. Femi, for that wonderful presentation. so that I don't necessarily go back to all what he had said. I will go practical, a bit of practical now, and I'll be very fast about it so that I don't bore you. If you allow me, Dr. Shegun, to share my screen. So let's go practical and do some stuff.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's coming down. So here we go. You have
Okay. 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 Let me quickly bring this. Let me bring my other screen because I'm using two screens. So let me bring this one here. Okay, so now just as Dr. Femi has explained already, we have different types of AI machine now that we use instead of human. And just like human can think, and they can think and get things done within short period of time. And particularly, I as a person, I use either ChatGPT or BAD. BAD is AI from Google, and we have a whole lot of ChatGPT applications, either web application or mobile application. So this is, I think this is BAD. So you can ask any question from BAD. Who are you? So he will tell you who he is. So now bad chat blah 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 and all those stuff. So now going to the topic, said AI for effective research, but I'm not going to stop at research alone in terms of job search and in terms of technology. So let's start from research. When I'm talking about research, let's talk about those that are already in the system, lecturers, be it professor, assistant professor, and so on. And you'll be thinking of, okay, what is the next research I need to work on? I, as a biologist now, let me go back to ChatGPT. Sorry. I always prefer to use ChatGPT instead of BAD, and sometimes I do use BAD. Okay, so now let's assume as a biologist, I want to collaborate with a mathematician, and I don't know much about how what mathematicians what they're doing and how we can collaborate. So I can just come here, and mind you, the instruction you give to ChatGPT or BAD or any AI tool is what it will be. I mean, it will be able to give back to you. If you don't give it enough information, it will just give you random response as well. So for you to get how do I put it? Should I say effective or desired? Let me put it that way. Desired response. Then you must give the AI enough information that can help it to give you almost accurate response. So I am a biologist. Sorry, let me so that you can see what I'm typing. So I am a biologist. Um, lecturer, and I want to collaborate with another researcher in the department of mathematics. Or let's say I want to collaborate with, sorry, I want to be specific, with Dr. Okay, who is a mathematician. You generate research topic that we can both collaborate on. Then it goes ahead to generate different research topic. So this one is random, to be sincere, is random. If I wanted to develop a more specific research topic, I will give it more information, telling it my mind that this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, I want to achieve this, but I don't know which research topic I can work on. It will generate that research topic for me, different research topic for me, then I can go ahead to look at, okay, which one do I think I can work on? And you can even go ahead to say, okay, can you give me expected, or let's say, can you suggest expected contribution of the post description, model development of this search topic, and it will still go ahead to give me more information and data collection, blah 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 blah. So this one, improve disease prediction and management, sustainable agriculture, resistance, blah blah blah. It will give me all that. So the more you ask it question, it will be responding to you. That's not where I'm going, actually. So especially for those of us that are looking for postdoc, or we are looking for PhD opportunity in some of these overseas countries like US, UK, and the rest. So you've already found a potential supervisor, and you don't know how you can come up with a particular topic, or how you want to write your personal statement that will interest the potential supervisor. So, for example, let me just look for who is this? Let me see. I want to. So, let's assume you search for a university. This is Northeastern University, and let's look for. I want to go to people. Let me see if I can find information faculty. Okay, let's go in here and so let me just pick anyone's name here. Let me search on their website. I'm going here. Should be able to give me something. But oh, what's wrong with this? Sorry, I'm trying to let me look for a better school that has. Okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh no 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm coming. Just want to be practical so that that can help some of us that wants to be contacting. Okay, so now, for example, let's assume you find this professor is a psychologist, and you have interest to study psychology in this university, and this is this person, and you want to know more about the person, and suggest research topic that can interest this person and make her have a discussion with you. Just need to copy. You can as well download the resume of that person, just paste it, and tell ChatGPT what you want to do, your intention, and let it read through the resume. I'm coming. Do okay. Let me. I don't want to rush. Let me just pick it one after the other. Am device, please? Okay. So, share supervisor. Uh, uh, so just put in the information of the supervisor, and it will help you. So this research topic aligns with Dr. blah 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 blah. And sometimes what I do, because I used this recently for one of my sisters, I helped her to generate different topics based on different areas of psychology and other stuff to, and it was so perfect with just like Dr. Femi said, we try to humanize the output we get from it. So that is in terms of research. You can use it to get research topic, depending on, you just give it what you want, your intention, make your intention known, give it enough detail that can help it to develop right, to give you right information, right. But let's do something. Dr. Femi mentioned something the other time in terms of this AI not being able to cite uh, author. But I think every day as we are passing information to these AIs, they are being trained, and they are getting better every day. For example, let me ask a simple question. Can you browse internet? I don't have the capability to browse the internet or access real-time information. My knowledge is blah, blah, blah. But let's change to Chat GPT-4 and let's ask the same question. Can you browse internet? Yes, I can browse internet. If I provide you with okay, let me ask another question. Yeah. Uh, Help me to write article. Okay. So when I browse the internet for information, I use blah, blah, blah. I can provide citations for the source I reference. The citations typically include the title of the article, the publication or website it comes from, and the publication date. I don't usually provide the author's name. So, but I can guide you on how to find the information yourself by providing the source links or instructions on how to locate them. Would you like to proceed with a specific query or topic? So is the level they've at least they've improved the GPT, the ChatGPT. So the same thing. If you go to BAD, the BAD is being produced developed by Google. Yeah,
Sorry,
Google. If you
Doctor, this
ask,
is Dr. Google, please, before you leave that ChatGPT, you mentioned something
okay,
now about because I've seen
okay,
a question on the chat talking about how to reference. Can you just ask one question that will give us the reference and let people know that this is the registered one, right?
okay,
This
okay.
is subscription
So,
one. Yes, go ahead.
okay, yeah. This. Oh, sorry, we mentioned that. So, ChatGPT 3.5 is free. But 4.0, you have to pay for it. So this one $24 per month. If $20, then they will charge you for VAT, $4, making $24 every month. But you will get value for it if you know how to use it very well. So
Just use anything.
right,
Yes.
yeah, just write artificial
Please check the spelling about. Right?
oh, okay.
Okay.
Machine recent advancement in artificial intelligence. Okay. I hope you are seeing all what he's doing, visiting sites, reading, blah, blah, blah. So um that is it. So let's try this link and it take us straight to the website from which it got that information from. And that is it. So that is for that. Now, I was saying something about these two. Before 4.0 was released, when BAD was released, on BAD you can upload information. You can upload image and it will help you to interpret. So there are some what's it called? On this ChatGPT now, there are so many applications that come with it. Let's go, let's see. So we have ones that can do diagram, this one for data analysis. So this one, if you have this one and you have been given a large data and you just push it to it and ask it to give you a dashboard, it will draw the dashboard, give you the insight, interpret the data, the data for you, the dashboard, it will interpret every damn thing in there for you. And all what you need to do is to confirm what it has done for you. You just look through it. But I can assure you that what it has given to you is, if not 95% correct, is 80% correct when it comes to data analysis. So you just need to upload your file. Just click it here. It will take you to where you keep your file. Just upload it and tell it what you want it to do for you. And that's all. So then there's still one thing I want to talk about research. Back here. So now let's assume that you have 2, 3 papers, and you want to have a kind of research question. You want to develop a research question, something that can help you to, maybe you find 2, 3 articles. It happens, especially in this part of the world. Your supervisor will ask you, go and look for topic. So you are cracking your brain that, how am I going to do it? What am I going to do? You don't need to crack your brain too much. Just look for 1 or 2 research article. So let's try this. Let's click this. Let me just come here. Let me look for, let's say, this one and this one, and I just upload the 2. And so let me ask it a question. Read through these articles and suggest search. Then the first thing it will do, it will analyze, it will read through the documents. Read the first one and the second one. So that is the power of this GPT of a thing. Sorry, let me tell you, read through this, regenerate. Sometimes it does that. It will generate. It will give you error if is unable to capture that sometime. Yeah. Okay, so it goes like that. If you read through, let's just let it finish. So these questions aim to explore only the technical and algorithmic improvements, but also the practical real-world application and effectiveness of machine learning for blood pressure estimation using PPG signals. That is how reading this. The regression tree algorithm showed acceptable accuracy in the blah, 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 but not in hypertensive and hypertensive categories. What modifications or new algorithm could provide more accurate BP estimation across all BP categories? So if it gives you this type of question, you can keep to ask more questions until get all what you want from it. That is in terms of all these things I'm talking about is still under research. Bringing 2 articles, you can tell it to summarize the 2 articles to the article and give you can even ask it to rewrite write an article out of the 2. Okay, let's try something. Write an article from this.
Doctor,
So,
we only have,
yeah, sir?
We have 5 minutes more, please.
Oh, okay. So let's leave this one. I just want to let you know how it works. So that is for that. Then in terms of job search, let me just delete this one because I don't want it to. Yeah. So in terms of job search, just like Dr. Femi showed us the other time. So for example, let's say I'm applying for the position of assistant professor in biology. So write a cover letter for the position of assistant. So So I just give it. So this one is random. It will just write whatever it likes. And you discover that you, it's not what you want that it will write for you. So for us to get accurate information, for example, let's say, let's see if I can find anything interesting. Okay, let's come to here and let's look for, this is a job. So just come here, copy the job description. And so come back to your GPT and write the cover letter, this position, just give it the JD. And so it will still go ahead to write the cover letter, but that is not it. This one now, if you compare it to the previous one, it will be better. But this is not what you want. You will discover it will write things that is not even you. So now for you to get accurate, or let me say more accurate results, let me stop this one. You need to give it information about yourself. I am so pausing. I've done this, I've done that. I've, give it some certain information that can guide it to, as a matter of fact, can as well attach your resume. For example, let me do something. Okay. Let's do this. And let me just give it. So this is my resume. Okay. So based on the resume I have provided you with, write a cover letter, the position advertised in the JD below. Then let's see what happens here. So now, it's different from, it will write your address. You don't need, not like the general GPT, it won't write your address. It will just ask you, input your address, your city. This one will write your address, everything, and it will read through your resume and be able to generate a concise cover letter, information about you. So that is it in terms of job search. Now, in terms of technology, which is the last one I'm going to talk about, let me delete this one as well. So for those of us in computer science, those of us that are learning either machine learning, DevOps, data science, data analysis, and so on and so forth. You can tell this thing. For example, let's say write end-to-end Jenkins file, Jenkins file notes include Ansible to provision 3 different server. And let's see what happened. So Ansible and Jenkins set up and properly blah blah blah. So it will write the complete code for me. So I just need to edit and see if there are things I need to adjust in terms of the maybe the IP address or whatever, or my what's it called? My GitHub webhook link and other stuff that I need to include. I just need to adjust it. It will write in as much you know what you want, just give it to him. It will do justice to it. So I can explain it to you. So that is a whole lot of things. As a matter of fact, when I'm writing Python, for example, and that is why we as lecturers, we have to be ahead of our students, to be sincere. For example, for those of us in biology, I can generate synthetic data and give it to my lecturer and say, I'm done with, I've just been going to the lab. I'm, going to the lab, take stuff, and you believe that, oh, this boy is working, is doing something. But mind you, I can just come here and give it information. So let's assume I'm working on toxicology now, and I'm using albino rats. And I'm saying, I will just tell it, generate a synthetic data that will include, sir?
Thank you. Thank you. We just
So,
because
anyway.
I know you are loaded, because if you continued here, we will not finish. But we still have a few minutes after the next presentation. The next presentation is going to come, and then from then, when you are doing your final thought, you can tell us more on this. Because if you continue like this, I know you are loaded. We will not leave this place. So thank you.
Thank you. No worries. Thank you very much, everyone.
We will still call you. Please don't run away. So please, can we please just appreciate our presenter so far? Just put a word of encouragement on the chat. Just put a word of encouragement on your chat. Please do that. Please do that so that we know I'm talking to, not AI I'm talking to. I know somebody is there watching, yes, thank you. Fantastic, wonderful presentation. Great eye opener. Thank you so much for that. Please make sure you drop something on that chat. Thank you. So without wasting much of our time, and we are moving towards where, no, don't worry, he's not going to stop. He will still come back. I know. I did not stop. Don't worry. We will come back to his own presentation. I'll call him now. He will still come back. But before then, let's quickly ask for our next presenter, so that from there we can now round everything up. He is also a member of the researcher group. We are all together. Don't worry. If you need any information about, you can even schedule a section with him. So he will also be glad to assist you. We are all there. Remember, as a Nigerian, we need to help one another. As a researcher, we need to carry one another up. If something is not clear to you, don't keep it to yourself. So that is why we are forming this. That's why this platform is, we make it Nigerian. If Indians can help Indian, Pakistan can help Pakistan. We can also help ourselves as an African. We can help ourselves as a Nigerian. We can help ourselves. Please, let's take note of that. So I would like to call Dr. Miriam Adeoba from University of South Africa to call our next presenters, and then from there we can now. Right, okay. Let me quickly.
I can go ahead now.
Okay, please.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, Prof. So our next presenter is Dr. Oluseun Ajayi. He is the HOD of the Department of Real Estate at London Metropolitan University. He was formerly a senior lecturer as well at the Department of Real Estate, Oxford Brookes. So Dr. Seun is a prolific motivational speaker, vast with real estate industry. His research is also in real estate, commercial real estate investment. He has several awards to himself internationally. In Germany, he's a DAD scholar from Germany, and so on and so forth. So he's going to be introducing us to some of the practical tools that we can use with our research works as well. Thank you, everybody. Dr. Seun, you have the floor.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Please confirm to me you can hear me.
Yeah.
All right, good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much. So my name is Seun, as Dr. Miriam had introduced me. Thank you so much, Auntie Miriam. God bless. Thank you so much also, Prof. Oke, for this wonderful opportunity to be here. I must also quickly salute my earlier and astute scholars who had earlier presented. In actual fact, they've done fantastic justice to what I was to also talk about. I was going to come in from the practical angle and then go through the ChatGPT and other tools, but I think I would jump from ChatGPT and speak about a tool I've been using. I mentioned to Professor Oke in secret that I've got a gift for all admins at the researchers platform, and that's I have 1 year access, premium access to a certain artificial intelligence tool, academic writing tool for publications, thesis, dissertations, and what have you. So that's my gift. I have a gift, Christmas gift, early Christmas gift to the researchers group. I mean, fantastic work you guys do, and I'm quite excited about all that's happening. Now, I will speak specifically from the aspect of specificity. You recall that the first scholar had spoken about the entirety of what AI is, what it represents in our today world. We have been revolutionized, and no sector has been left out. So artificial intelligence has stemmed from the fourth industrial revolution, and by implication, whether we like it or not, like the calculator was also invented years ago when people were using brains to calculate 1,300 times, maybe 2,700. I mean, now with few buttons, you can get an answer, right? So it's the same thing with artificial intelligence. I'm an administrator at a university. I mean, my position as head of department, and I sit at tables where the discussion has now been, we now know, yes, AI has come to stay. I've said to them at meetings, we cannot beat AI at this stage, at this phase, because our students have started to use AI, they've started to integrate AI. But the discussion that has now come to the front burner has been the ethical considerations of AI adoption for research. And I'm also going to speak from the point of many invites that international students have been part of. When I say invite, I put them in quotes. I've been part of panels that have had to interview students who have incorrectly adopted AI for their research. So I think it's also important, as much as we understand what I'm going to talk about the free AI tools, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to share with you an AI tool that I particularly use. But what is important is the ethical considerations, ethical adoption, ethical use, ethical management of these AI tools. So what I'm going to say generally is, look, as much as you are going to be adopting AI for whatever it is you're doing today, please understand what your university policy is with respect to the adoption of artificial intelligence. Don't go and use artificial intelligence, I'm sorry to use this word, stupidly or foolishly. I've met with many foolish Nigerian students here in the UK who I've said to them several times, let me run you through how to adopt ChatGPT 3.5, 4.0 for your research. But sometimes people always feel like they know it all. And at the end of the day, they get invited, and some have had their studentships terminated. Some have had their results coming in as 0. Some have had their results reduced. And with that, once you start to have that in your profile, then you're going into the bad books of these guys. So I want to speak to that and ask us to be, as much as possible, be very circumspect and careful in how we adopt it. Understand what your university policy is, all right? Also, I discovered that I was trying to put in a paper or an article for a journal, and I discovered that the journals were asking that we start to declare whether there's been an intervention of AI in our writing. You see, so again, it's important that we read the terms and conditions, the policies, the guidelines, whatever it is. Let us ensure that we're not caught in the web, right? Because as I speak with you, we have hundreds of AI academic writing tools. But I can also assure you, my previous university, there's been the development, and it has reached final stage of AI detecting tools, AI writing detecting tools. So oh, thank you for that. Thank you for acknowledging that. I'm also moving into a world where universities are fast detecting, and they detect particularly from the references. That was why I liked it when I think someone did ask a question about referencing. You know, they catch students, lecturers, these committees, ethics committee, they nab students from the references. So you have to be very careful. Sometimes, not even sometimes, in most cases, and that's why human intervention is still very necessary and pivotal when you are adopting AI. So in most cases, you find out that you come across non-existent references. And so that was why I did mention earlier that specificity is a currency in the use of AI for your academic writing. So for instance, when you're typing in ChatGPT, it's important to use specific words, themes. And a typical example is kindly give me actual references, actual and relevant references. So it's important to double check. I'll give a typical example. Let me quickly share my screen and then I'll go forward to what I was trying to show you. So take, for instance, let me just hide this. Please confirm to me you can see my screen.
Perfectly.
Fantastic. So now, because of time, I didn't want to waste time. So I had already typed this out. Now, this is one of my students who did, so I said my dissertation topic is an analysis of ESG as environmental, social, and governance factors, considerations and the factors driving real estate, urban, warehousing, and logistics in London, United Kingdom. So I mentioned specifically to him or her, ChatGPT, I need you to critically write a background to the study. Include actual references. So don't just say include references. So avoid, as much as possible, generic statements. Make them specific. So I like what the first speaker did mention. You are humanizing AI by doing that. And that's going to, help you a great deal. Use APA style. Use Harvard style. Whatever reference style has been instructed by the university or your department, include the specific one. And I did mention also what count should not be more than 1,000, 2,000, 2,500. And you would see what it's going to bring out for us. You'd see just a typical example of what this is going to do. So if we go ahead and search for just a random reference, because that's where, when I want to catch my students also about, I'm a lecturer, so I'm an academic, so you would expect I would do that. So when I want to catch my students, I just go randomly, and we have our tools, actually, detecting tools already here in this part of the world. I just go randomly and I just pick any. I say, okay, Rodriguez and Smith 2021. So let me hide this floating thing. So I can just go to this and say, Rodriguez and Smith 2021. So there are quite a lot. You can see, okay, so I've put since 2021. I'd earlier customized it, so I can say anytime. Rodriguez and Smith. So you can see there's nothing like that. I can come back here and see what they talked about and say, okay, importance of strong governance structures, blah, blah, blah. So I can copy this and go back here to find the real one. So I got a message. Okay. So you can see what I'm talking, you can see what I'm saying to you. So you just have to be as careful as careful as careful, whatever it is. It's important to double check just that one error or discovery is red flag, and that is going to show, it's just going to signal to the teacher, lecturer, supervisor, whoever is is on the receiving end of your document. It's going to signal that indeed you have introduced or adopted ChatGPT, and whereas they are included in their policy document that you should declare that you have integrated or adopted ChatGPT or any AI tool. So it's important that you cross-check that. That's the I'm speaking now about the ethical considerations, angle, or narratives to this. Now I'll move to samples of free. I'm going to share a document with you guys. Let me go back. I think I'm sharing. Is everybody still here? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me stop and share. Let me go back and share. Yeah, thank you for that. So very quickly, so I've got quite a lot of documents I will share with the group. So these are my top 3 AI tools for writing, dissertations, thesis, articles, conference papers, book chapters. I will share them with you. So SciSpace is one of the most powerful and versatile tools. You can use it to read journal articles. You can ask your reading copilots to explain difficult passages. Is that interesting? There's the audio aspect to it. It breaks it down. Sometimes you're trying to understand. Apart from the fact that you'd adopt AI, there are some instances where you need to commit and you just use your brain, and sometimes to really comprehend or understand an article, it comes with a lot of, things, considerations. Sometimes you may have to understand, where they're coming from. You need to understand, have they written other papers that share substantial similarities with this paper? Are there other papers that look like this that perhaps have, broken it down from complex concepts into more simpler ones? So SciSpace does that for you. Scholarcy rather, it's a personal reading assistant that creates summaries of research papers. So this is, for writing. Jenny AI is one powerful one. You'll be shocked. It's just seconds. Just put in the specific words, themes, action verbs. So again, it's important for a researcher to understand, those action words, examine, evaluate, and juxtapose. Those are the kinds of words that you integrate into your ChatGPT box, your Jenny AI box, search box, when you're trying to come up with an article or a document piece. So you can try that out. Chat PDF. There's also PaperPal. PaperPal is one I'm subscribed to, and that's my gift to the admin of the research group, the WhatsApp group. I will share with you what it looks like, and you will be amazed by the Copilot feature. It's simply amazing. I will show you in a jiffy. Then there's Casper. It's a Chrome extension. It also helps you to summarize research papers within your browser. It also assists to paraphrase, also helps you to brainstorm ideas. Then it's the one we know, Grammarly. Grammarly has started to also integrate AI. No one wants to be left behind. Quillbot, sometimes you may have to subscribe for the feature that can help you to creatively write. It will be totally different from a document you're trying to paraphrase. All right. So I use that sometimes. It's very good. Turnitin, definitely. That one also works. Elicit. Well, not to bore you, I will share this document with you so you can go through yourself and click on the hyperlinks, and then you get access to them. Now let me move quickly to my PaperPal, my favorite AI writing tool. There's the free version, but there's also the subscribed version. So the subscribed version is what I'm going to my gift. It's 1 year. I will share with all the admins and through Prof4Care. So each admin will have access only 2 times. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's going to run between now and February. So it's one admin will have access just twice. So perhaps maybe 2 papers or articles, whatever it is that you want to do, you have access to. Now let's run with that. Let me come back to this. Okay. Let me go back to that. Now this is the home feature. This is what it looks like. PaperPal, this is the home page. This is what it looks like. You can, bring in a new web document. You can, when you click on this, you can download the document after you've, worked on it. So new Word document, new web document or install MS Word add-in, it automatically adds a full document you want to perhaps paraphrase, rewrite, creatively write. So this is an example of one of my students. So these are the features I'm talking about, the subscribe. When you subscribe, it's an amazing AI research assistant. I've never seen anything like this, and it's totally awesome. Now look at this. When I click on Copilot, it gets ready. So I say make academic, right? I can also trim down. I can paraphrase, but I don't just want to paraphrase because I'm an academic. I want to make it academic, right? So I already have the document that looks like one I want to paraphrase. I've copied here and there, but I want to make it look academic and paraphrase. Of course, it depends on you. You may first paraphrase and later now make it look academic. So for instance, what it's going to ask you to do is to first highlight rather. You must highlight this and, make academic. When you click make academic, you then click on generate. It's as simple as that. And you see the amazing thing it's going to do. So look at this, online shopping and customer requirements are at an all-time high and are becoming more intense year on year. Now see what it has done here. The increasing demand for online shopping and the corresponding rise in customer requirements have reached an unprecedented level and are projected to become more intense each year. All right. Now see how see how that has worked. Now I don't stop there though. I don't stop there. I still have to take it back to ChatGPT. So for instance, I say, okay, I take this back to ChatGPT. I just copy and go back to ChatGPT. And I say, for the write-up below, please assist to include, and I put in capital letters, actual and the relevant, what's wrong with me? The relevant references that back up the weighty and strong statements. I can also say assertions. What else do I say? Use the upper referencing style. So, and then I just paste. So, now look at this. See what has happened here. The surge in online shopping, blah, blah, blah. You can see all of that here. So when you see things like this, Amazon, that's the problem with ChatGPT. It's still not perfect as an AI writing tool should be. Sorry, it's not all right. It's not as perfect as we want an AI tool to be, but it's one of the best around. But you still have to go back and do your background check, making sure all the the references are actually actual and are relevant for those statements that you have made. Look at this, for instance. In Asia, the growth of e-commerce has spurred innovative solutions, including the use of drones for last mile delivery. So let's test that out. 2018, Li and Wang. So you still have to go back. But many students are lazy. They just copy, paraphrase, paste, and get the documents ready. And the next thing that happens is they get invited. You see what I'm saying? So now look at this. We can't find Li and Wang 2018. But if we come back, so what I always do, yeah, is, okay, I just copied this and look for the most, or I would say the closest article that I've actually spoken about, in Asia, the growth of e-commerce, sport innovative solutions, blah, 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 blah. So I then start looking at things like this, right? So I go back and then just cite, I mean, it's upper right, and I just copy. So I still have to inject my own if I want to call it that, humanization of my work, just making sure it's well humanized, making sure I dot my I's properly, I cross my T's. So as much as we have numerous AI tools, there's still the most important aspect, which is ethical considerations. So I want to plead with each and every one of us that have listened to the fantastic presentations. Please, there's still the duty of care that should be taken into cognizance. Duty of care when you're finally submitting. One is to fully understand, I'm running up now, is to fully understand what the university policy is with respect to AI integration for your work, what journal principles, policies are, what conferences are saying about the integration of AI for your conference paper submissions, what jobs I train people on how to get jobs abroad. And recently, I think last week, I was in Nigeria and I was speaking to one of my friends and we sat down on jobs.ac.uk, and one of the job job adverts, there was a caption or an anecdote saying, what was it? I can't remember now, but something around ensure you do not integrate or adopt AI in writing your cover letter. And I was dazed. I think I've got it here. Let me quickly get it and then read it out. Sorry, just a second. I'll get it out now. It was quite amazing. I mean, that was the first time I was seeing that. Sorry, please. Oh, no, I can't find it. I can't find it. Sorry, I think it deleted it. So it was just saying, look, no integration or adoption of AI in your cover letter development. And I had to share my cover letter with him, for him to now tweak, edit and here and there and things like that. So still the duty of care is very important for AI adoption. I mean, there's no one who will say as a researcher, AI has not made it easy, for each and every one of us. But again, the ethical responsibility, ethical considerations are very important. So, and that's where I would end. Okay, I needed to show you guys something else. One other thing I use for my literature search, it really helps me. You just go search for our discovery. It accelerates your research discovery journey with latest and relevant contents in your area of interest. So it gives you access to, sometimes you want to access some journal articles and they tell you to subscribe or pay. Once you subscribe to our discovery, you get access to, I'm not exaggerating, 2 million, what am I saying? I think 5 million journal articles, relevant articles across life sciences, physical sciences, tech, anything. It also helps, it also reads out, literature to you. It reads the literature review, it reads a journal article to you. You can listen to it. You can speak to it to, explain, it's quite amazing. I mean, you can see top 100 papers on a certain topic or a theme, maybe ESG. It brings out the most cited papers. in the US, in the UK. I mean, that's how specific, that's how profound, that's how interesting it is. So it's quite an amazing tool or app for your research journey. Then the last one that I'm going to share with you is Lit Maps. You know, Lit Maps is quite amazing. See, it's a software. It helps to visualize, expand, and communicate your literature search. I mean, it does almost the same thing as our discovery. So those are my top 3 tools, AI writing tools. PaperPal, our discovery, and then Lit Maps. So literature map, it's a software. There's some document I wanted to share with us also. Look at this very quickly, and that's where I'm going to end my apologies. Where is it? Okay, I already shared this. Where is it? Okay, there you go. Okay, look at this. So I'm going to share this with you. I was also involved with this. So using ChatGPT ethically for research, there are some prompts that, you know, we pulled up together, summarizing and analysis of research papers, prompts that can be used, you know, when you're trying to write that section of your paper. Summarize the main argument in this article, abstract, so on and so forth. Finding research questions and gaps, prompts that can be used. Methodology and research techniques, the prompts that can also be used. You can see the currency of specificity in all that we've put together. Making research questions more specific, the prompts that can be used. Offer tips for specifying my research question to address a specific aspect of, and then you write out the topic, you know, and it's going to help you with tips. Generating outlines. Can you help me create an outline for my research paper on, you write out the topic. These are very simple prompts. I've got another document, but I'm not going to bore you with that. So I will share that with you. That's a document with, I think, about 30 pages. It's got all the relevant prompts necessary to making our research more ethically responsible, and, you know, we won't find ourselves in any issue. I've spoken about the ethical responsibility because I've been greatly involved with quite a lot of international students who have been caught in the web, and I pray we will not be caught in the web. Thank you so much for listening.
Wow. Wow. If you've gained 1 or 2 things, please, can you put it in the chat? Can we just put that thing in the chat, please? Let's thank our speakers, and let's also put 1 or 2 things. Yes, interesting. Yes, great. Thank you so much. Sincerely, we cannot thank you guys enough. I must confess that today it's another eye opener. Like somebody put it, eye opener, to be candid, because there are certain things, if you don't know, you don't know. There's no shortcut in it. You don't know, you don't know. So, and it's an opportunity for us as a researcher, it's an opportunity for us as a learner fellow, it's an opportunity for us in all the field we find ourselves. You can see your field, I can see my field. And I somewhat believe that we are getting there. I tell you, as a Nigerian, I always tell people, anywhere I find myself, I'm a Nigerian and I'm proud to be a Nigerian. And anything that will tarnish the image of that country, that will tarnish the image of where we are coming from, I don't involve myself in it. I always tell people, as a mathematician, I believe every shortcut is the shortest shortcut in life is straight line. So if I know it's a straight line, then why do I need to be running and scatter? Now, information is the key. Thank you, Dr. Oluseun Ajayi. Thank you, Dr. Femi Alamu. Thank you, Dr. Olani Ichas. Ogunbite. God bless you guys. We have few questions here. Dr. Miriam, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please, do you still have you have those questions with you?
Yes, even though some of them are already addressed, but let's go to, I think, Dr. Alamu. No, the other person that spoke about ChatGPT. All our presenter actually spoke about ChatGPT. That's how can we get the licensed copy of ChatGPT 4?
Okay.
I want them to respond to that.
Dr. Oladi, are you there?
Yeah, thank you. So for ChatGPT 4.0, you pay I think the monthly fee is $20. Then you pay $4 for VAT, so making $24 per month. Yeah.
Okay, so they are also asking if this ChatGPT 4 is reliable, and if you use it, do you still need an AI detector?
Yes, sincerely, you need AI detectors. As a matter of fact, when I wanted to show you that when I was presenting to let you know why you should humanize your writings, whatever this AI, whatever they present to you, you must still do your own thing. You must still do part of your work. Just like Dr. Shin said, when it will only help you to know what you need to write. As woman, when you are reading, you may not even count some things serious, but the AI, with the help of the AI, okay, I need to talk about this one, and you'll be able to change things and rewrite, adjust, and until you check again and again and discover that what you have written is not having up to 5% AI. As a matter of fact, some of the AI detectors, even when you write things yourself and you present it to them, it will still detect it as AI. As a matter of fact, one of my friends in the US, I wrote something and I gave it to him to help me to use their Turnitin because I'm not in the academic settings currently. I'm in the industry, so we don't use Turnitin. So, and I want to publish a paper. So I sent it to him. I wrote everything myself, as in everything, and I presented to Turnitin in his own university, and he detected 10% AI. I said, AI from where? And he was even jokingly telling me that maybe you've started writing like AI. I said, no, I wrote all these things. I only want to check plagiarism and other stuff before I submit. So it is very, very necessary. Sometimes if I want to check what I've written, if I copy directly from the AI, I throw it to the AI detector, it will show me directly this thing is 90-something% AI. So I know that is no-go area. You have to go and try to humanize it. And there are so many AI tools. And sometimes if I feel like this thing is not that important, it's not something that I need to worry myself too much about, I just copy it from one AI to another auntie, and I'll check again from another AI, and the AI percentage now has reduced. Then I can now adjust and like that. So you can't depend on any AI 100%, sincerely. Either it is paid or not paid.
Okay.
Thank you, the moderator. Well, let me quickly share a bit of information on this. Yeah, there's a difference between plagiarism level and AI content, right? So if you subject your write-up to plagiarism check, that is still the same page where you see your percentage AI. Now, there are instances where you write your name, and of course, it will pick it as a plagiarized text, right? So there is another portion where you can exclude what it has declared as maybe plagiarized documents. For instance, one of my MIT students checked his submission before sending it to me. Now, when I checked, eventually, I saw that the plagiarism was almost 90-something%, right? So I checked the listing of the text that the references that was being quoted as being plagiarized, and I found out that it was his paper that I submitted to another AI tool to check, or maybe a plagiarism checkout tool to check if he has been plagiarized. So you find out such, you can exclude, and you see the percentage plagiarism and percentage AI will drop drastically. Now, I don't think if you write your name, like some details about yourself, it will not see it as AI generated, but it will see it as plagiarized document. So there's a difference between percentage AI and percentage plagiarism. So I think we should make that distinction, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So to some of us that were in academics, anytime you want to submit anything on any dictator, especially Turnitin, there are options on Turnitin. I would like I can show you later, probably not now because of our time. On that particular option, we said, you can tell our student, if possible, they should not submit to the repository. If you don't pick, if you just check, it's just a check. Once you check it, or some of us that are setting it up for our student, we can mark that check, so it will not submit to repository. If the student submits the assignment to repository automatically, it will, if anybody try to check it again, like if lecturer want to try to check that thing again, it will recognize it, like you said, because it will recognize it that you are using somebody document in that university. But once you tick that, it will not count it. It will not retain those documents, and it will help you to be able to know the percentage the person is working with. So in the setting of Turnitin, it's always there that do not submit to repository. So it will help the student. But if you do that, if you don't check that box, automatically it will retain it and it will count it against the fellow student. Over to you, Dr. Miriam.
Okay, before we leave that session, the issue of declaring our AI tools with the journals. So to what extent or how do we declare? Should we declare the tools that are used, or what should you be telling the journals that what exactly did you do, Dr. Shim? What can we do in this perspective?
Okay, so I mean, very brilliant question. I mean, so the extent absolutely will depend on the extent to which you explain, you know, how much of AI you've integrated in your write-up would also depend on how much, you know, the exact extent you have integrated. You know, you could just speak about the aspect. It could be the literature review, but it now depends on how you will it's quite unique, you know. These things are not, it's not a one size fits all thing. It depends on the area of specialization. One, it depends on the area that you have integrated AI. But as much as possible, you know, I think it's important to be careful with the wordings. I think I'll put it that way. Most of the international students that have approached me, sir, I've been invited by a committee. How do I answer these questions? So I usually send, and I would also send those questions to the platform. There are about 20 questions that come up. So in that journal question and answer narrative, you are saying, look, you've used artificial intelligence writing tool, you are specific about it, the one you used, you are saying it has only been used as a guide, not necessarily as one to, take over your critical thinking ability. It all depends on, your work, what you're doing. For instance, in my own case, if I'm looking at my own specialization is real estate investment and finance, and I'm looking at a very core area, which is real estate investment trust, property stocks, performance. I can say, okay, I only used ChatGPT. ChatGPT was adopted in assisting me to assisting to guide me on a criteria for the top 10, as a guide for addressing which top 10 property stocks exist in South Africa, not necessarily in you adopting your own critical thinking in evaluating, criticizing, earlier studies and things like that. So the expectations from journal editors is that the integration of AI should only be a guide or should be used as a guide, not essentially as the critical thinker. You are expected, because as a critical thinker, we're looking at novelty of research, right? If you are publishing, publications stem from novelty. So, and novelty stems from critical thinking, humanization, right? Human brain. So they expect, I'm talking about journal editors. I'm an associate editor, and I know what journals expect. So we can tell, we have been trained, and we can tell where artificial intelligence has been integrated. So it's important that you stress that it was only used as a guide for a specific area or aspect of, the article you're submitting. I hope this is clear.
Yeah, but in the real sense, do you think that is what a lot of researchers will be using it for, to generate ideas?
I won't lie to you, no. Not as a guide. They used to write. Well, so the beauty is that some people are smart and some are not. Those who are smart, like my previous presenters or panelists said, you still have to go back and still dot the I's. There's a way we do, I don't want to expose myself, but there's a way we do our things that we still have to go back. You still have to go back and check. You check properly, so that, because once you have signaled to a journal that you have not declared and you have used it, then it's a red flag. And there's a way they put your name in a basket of, artificial intelligence assistants. It means you have simply replaced your brain, which should be the critical thinker factor, and you have replaced it with artificial intelligence. So they're only saying, okay, we know that we can't do without AI, but only use AI as a guide. But that's not the case in most cases. So if you don't want to be caught in the web, like I said earlier, just still go back and do the work. Go back and do the work. But many people are lazy. That's the problem.
Okay, thank you so much.
Check and recheck. Please, that is the key.
Yes.
Check
that's it,
and recheck.
Exactly.
Read and read again.
Sorry, before we leave that question, somebody asked a very good question, that how do we detect? Okay, let me quickly share this so that you can see what we are talking about. In my own case, look at this. This is, I believe you can see my screen. Now, this is Turnitin. I help a friend to check this. It's talking about this. So this is Turnitin. How many percent now? Can you see the percentage of AI?
Yeah.
Now, if you really want to know, you want to work on it after you doing the Turnitin. Okay, from here, this is let me just show you. This is Turnitin. So I just pick one. Let's this is
Student.
not even the student. This is
Oh,
just a
okay.
friend. This is my personal stuff. Now
Oh,
I
yeah.
pick this. Now, as a lecturer, I can see this area. If I want to pick, it's very simple. Just click on this, 8%, A high. So, like Dr. Sheon said, and Dr. Femi with Dr. Olani, look at it. It is very simple. Just by the time you scroll down, you can see this area highlighted. Then you can move forward. You see some of the highlighted portion of the article. So the author, what the author needs to do is just very simple. Go back, paraphrase this area again.
Simple as that.
It's just simple. They know that we cannot do everything from head. These two are being developed to help us so that you will not use 1 year to publish one paper. And you see somebody using the same 1 year to publish as many as possible, collaborating here and there. It's not because it's a crime. It's not a crime to use AI. Please don't misquote what we are saying. What we are saying is when we are using it, use it in a smart way.
Yeah.
Smart way in the sense that AI has helped you put it in line. Okay, something happened to me personally. I was in a particular, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney. And I was in an organization whereby they asked me to write a disclaimer letter. I don't know how to do that. As a mathematician, I only know why the hex. And I narrated the story to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT gave me some clue, put the letter down, and I look at it, say, okay, this is good. And I bring out the letter, and I started editing the letter, putting the organization name, putting the right word, those people. And immediately my superior, my boss, received the letter. So, oh, wow, this is good. And as a secretary, and they signed. Don't forget, nobody would check the plagiarism of the letter, of that kind of letter, because you want to send it to someone. Right. Check this one. He has already gave me the idea, and I was able to put something down. So we can use ChatGPT to do so many things, not only what we are talking about alone. We can use it to do so many things. Okay, over to you, Dr. Miriam, please.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Someone has asked that can they have access to AI detectors that are free tools that can detect, apart from Turnitin that you have to pay for or subscribe to, or send to a colleague that has them in their institution? Are there other free detectors? Are there other free AI detectors?
We have plenty of them. Plenty of them. Just put it there. Let me check. There are plenty. As in, undetectable.ai is one of them. I've deleted all. Just search free AI detector. You will see a whole lot of them. So, and some of them we compared with GPT-0, OpenAI, Writer, Crossplug, and so on and so forth. And if you want it to humanize for you, it will do it. Then copy the same thing, go to another site, another AI detector, and like that. But the key thing is, please do justice to your whatever you are getting from AI. And for example, during my presentation, I mentioned using it to write your cover letter. You will discover that even if you don't give AI right information, exactly what you want, it will give you random information. And by the time you read through, if you copy and paste directly, what you will find is that it would have said so many things that is not even your area of expertise. and it will be claiming that you can do this, you have done this, and blah, blah, blah. So that is why you should do justice. When getting the idea, you do justice to it, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Charles.
Maybe if I could quickly add a bit of information. Well, of course, it's going to be general. So I was touching, do we have free AI tools that could look at the percentage of AI contribution to your work? Of course, they exist. However, there is a limit to what and where they can go, like where they can crawl on the web, right? So once you have licensed documents, licensed AI tools, like to check the level of plagiarism, similarity check, and also AI contribution, they go unhindered and they can look for several. Yeah, can I continue? Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay. I think someone was interjecting. So, it's better, of course, to get the licensed one, because their crawling ability on the net is unrestricted to a large extent. Now, if you use free online AI detectors to check your documents, now compare to what you will get once you use the license one, you see that there is a disparity. Now, okay, then also in declaring the percentage AI that you have used, right? Now, I read the paper recently, and of course, that generated a lot of debate here and there. The author cited AI, ChatGPT 4, as a co-author, right? Listed that AI tool as a co-author. Now, the question is that, do you now question the percentage of AI contribution to the work, in as much as he has listed AI as a co-author? Now, that doesn't sound academic. That doesn't sound deductive, right? And sound. That's not a sound argument.
That's why.
Right? Now, yeah. So, there are a lot of things that we are seeing. Yeah, there are a lot of things we see as it comes to this ChatGPT or AI tools. Now, I think the major thing AI has come to do is to challenge our thinking capabilities. It wants to make us docile. Now, you get some postgraduate students who cannot define problems, right? You have to argue with them for almost 3 months before they can come up with a strong problem statement. Now you tell them, okay, can you come up with your aims and aim and objectives? They cannot come up with very strong aim and objective. Now you see a candidate whose reasoning level that you have assessed via the way you communicate with him, you see that he's not sound enough, and he comes up with very perfect writing. The next thing I just throw it into AI tools that could check all those, and you just find out that the work is in a mess, right? So I think we should avoid this ability and we should strengthen our ability to think, critical thinking, critical analysis, right? If you look at my opening remarks, I defined what research is all about. Research is not just conjuring words together and bringing them out as output. No, it's about critical thinking, very critical, deep thinking, to be able to connect a lot of things together to make sound judgments, right? So these are the things that we should look at. It's AI will just assist, just like in those days when we started research. He said, if you give you a new topic, you go to what's the name of Wikipedia to look up the basic definition, but you should not be caught citing Wikipedia in any research paper. It's not done. In fact, it's an academic offense. So you just take it to learn, this. Then you go into academic papers to look for those deep meanings that you'll be able to quote or summarize their thoughts, infer from their thoughts, and a lot of others. So please, let us not jettison our thinking faculty and we think that AI will just take over. No, that's my position. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Miriam, please. Somebody
Yes.
put something here.
Okay.
How do the reality is here. And the fourth industrial revolution is here. Even while other nations are moving to fifth, seventh industrial revolution, we are still battling with 3, 2, 1, 4 in Africa. So how do we now bring everything so that we can also leverage on what the entire world is doing?
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Alamu, please go. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, I feel that well, of course, I spoke with a group of researchers with Google of recent, and of course, they were doing a form of research, and they asked me that can I trust my life with AI, and my response was no. Then I was asked to I will rate the percentage of AI that I can trust, and I said I was going to trust it with 4%. That I can't even trust human being with my health. I'll just trust him 7%. Right? And the researcher was worried that how come I don't trust AI so much? Now, the question is this: do we really understand what AI is to start with? That's the question. We cannot jump on the bandwagon of what we don't know, the genesis. We don't know the architecture. We don't know anything about it. We are just the use. Do you know how much of your information is being stolen with AI, with cookies? We're not concerned about that. So how do we leverage up that's to meet up with the global world? Now, of course, the world is a global village, and anything that is being done anywhere can be replicated anywhere. So we're at par with everybody. However, my position is this: do we really understand what we are using? Until we understand what we are using, then we can now talk about being at par with other people. You said people are already moving to seventh global revolution, and we are still in fourth. If we understand the fourth level properly, then we should still be able to replicate. There's what we call backward compatibility. We should still be able to replicate with, we should be able to interface with those in the seventh revolution, sixth revolution, or everything, while still understanding what they are doing. Until we understand that, we are not going anywhere. Of course, I studied I did some research work on IFA definition. That's this IFA corpus. Now, we found out that the major issue with us as Africans is because we make everything about secrecy. That's why they say Baba, Alawo. They hide a lot of information, and those information have gone undocumented. Now, you now find out that most of those researches are now coming out as revolution. What is Ofe? That's hologram. What is a mobile communication or Zoom that we are doing? They have done it in films way back in 1990s, 1980, where you just see Abidjan, we just have one small thing by this thing with a white clothes. He will call somebody and see it in US. The person is working. So what are we doing now? I'm seeing Dr. Shegu in US. Is that not what the technology that those people have presented long years ago that has been replicated when it is well documented? So we can compete at par with any level. The only thing is that, are we not still secretive with the information we have? Are those people not secretive with the process that led to their revolution? Those are the questions that we should ask. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Osho, you want to put something?
I think Dr. Alamu has done good justice to that, so we don't belabor it. But let me just speak very quickly to a comment here, or maybe you are going to get there, sir, from
Go ahead.
Okay, where someone did mention and said the perception of our people here about AI is very negative and discouraging. So we're not essentially trying to say that AI is bad. And I like the fact that Dr. Oke or Professor Oke had established that AI has come to stay. AI has come to stay. There's no doubt about it. We are saying we do not want you to be caught in a web. As much as you are now being exposed to, yes, our colleagues in other countries. I am one of the colleagues in other countries. I am in the UK by the grace of God. My colleagues in other universities, they use AI, yes. But we are saying that as much as possible, we must also assist people who are just being introduced to AI, not just about the tools, not just about how to use it, but also the ethical considerations, not being caught in the web. You know, when you buy a car, everyone wants to buy a car, but how many people know how to manage the use of a car, you know? So it's the same thing with AI. We don't want anyone to be caught in the web, because in these parts of the world, in the West, in the US, the UK, you find that you can easily get into the bad books easily, just because of things like this. Very, very, very trivial issues like this. So as much as possible, beyond getting into the bad books, it's still important that our critical thinking ability is on the increase. It's active. One of the reasons I went to do a PhD is not because I wanted to be called a doctor. No. I mean, yes, when I was doing a PhD, it was a fancy thing. Ah, wow. So people are going to call me Dr. Oluseun Ajayade. No. I mean, now it's not even, if you call me Seun Fanta, my students call me Seun. So, I mean, there's no big deal about it. But I went to the university essentially for a PhD to build my critical thinking ability. I'm even so happy that it wasn't during my generation that AI was integrated into the world. I'm even happy because I'm proud of the work I did. I used my critical thinking, and I'm proud to say that anywhere. Yes, AI has come to stay, but please, as students of knowledge, let us not forget the ethical aspect, ethical considerations to AI integration. It is beautiful, it is awesome, but also we're not saying don't use it. We are saying when you use it, be careful. When you use it, this is how to go about it. It's all for everyone's progress and success. We don't want anyone in the group or anyone here under the sound of our voice to be caught in the web. I mean, that's why we're doing this today, right? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Dr. Miriam, please hold on. Something just quickly dropped. You see, the essence of this information is we are trying to open ourselves. Some of us back in Africa, we may not have the opportunity on some of these apps that is existing, or probably the way we use it. We are not saying you should not use it. Please use it for your okay. How many of us has it happened to you before? When they say, oh, Dr. So you need let's say Dr. Oluwayemisi, you are to present tomorrow, blah blah blah, on particular topic. You know these topics, but how to start might be the issue. These are the key things AI can assist us to do. Okay, that now leads us to this. Let me quickly share this. I just stumbled onto it. I don't know it about before. If you can see my screen, we call it Gamma. I don't know. For some of us, it's called gamma.app. So if you want to present anything, all you need is just to write it.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. I said, okay, I can say present this, put the topic here. If I put the topic here, let's say investigative strategies to eliminate hepatitis B, a C virus. I can ask this to generate it. Remember, I don't know where to start from. I have, you can look at the overview. Now, I said continue. Give me some of these things. Let's say, okay, just continue. Let me just pick anyone. Now, here we go. About hepatitis B. I don't hepatitis C. Look at it. It's giving me slides that did not, it's telling me these are the information. These are the way to brand ourselves. Nobody will, will ask any topic on this. So, oh, you have presentation tomorrow, you don't need, there are things, it's your work, right? You can edit it, you can do so many things. Efficacy, talking about the drug, talking about the different areas, is doing the work for us. Remember, it's your research. And you will discover that you have assets. Then when you finish this one, you can now download. If you download this one now, if I want to download this, all I need is just to come here, exports. Now, I can now begin to edit, do whatever I want to add to it, export to PowerPoint, PDF. Number one thing in this social media way of things, in this new generation that we are in, is how to sell yourself, how to brand yourself, how to do so many things of yourself. Now, here is my PowerPoint is ready. Here we go. So if I want to if I want it to, I want to do this now. Sorry. So I can begin to now present my work, telling story. People, oh, nice slide, this slide. People may not know that AI also help you to achieve some of those things. So it is possible just to help ourselves, to brand ourselves, to encourage ourselves. Now, I'm not submitting this one to Jonah. I just want to do the presentation, right? So you can also use it to brand your presentation, to also edit it, do so many things, and it will, if you don't like that one, you can change. We have so many. So what we are saying is an opportunity for us to also flow in that setting. And is another thing that you must be careful. Don't put yourself in blacklist. Don't blacklist yourself when it comes to originality. So these are the things we are saying, we are telling as story. So over to you, Dr. Miriam.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Okay. I've not seen this gamma before. I will go and try and use it. So what you are saying is that it's like having an analog phone and a digital phone. So with your digital phone, if you use it responsibly, you will gain a lot of things from it. And with your analog, you will still be backward. So I think there's a doctor that is saying in the area where we are in Africa, just to support everything every other person has said, that we don't want to be like every other person. That's why we are introducing or charging ourselves with this kind of a meeting to update ourselves to the way the world is actually moving. For you not to stay 2-3 years and not to do so much, and your colleagues under 1 year, because of this assistance of AI here and there, they are able to do so much. So the other question I see here, I think is from Dr. Miriam. She's saying, how many PDF can GPT take at a time? I don't know if I'm getting that question right. Dr. Miriam, if you are there, you can expatiate on that. I think that was Dr.
Well, I think
Hello,
maybe I
thank you,
should
Dr.
put.
Miriam. I think I
Okay.
was trying to ask about GPT-4 that Dr. Charles presented, where he was uploading some PDFs. What is the maximum amount of PDF you can upload on that GPT-4 before you can ask it to probably read through this PDF and make a summary?
Yeah, thank you. For GPT-4, as a matter of fact, if you ask it now that how many files should you upload, it will tell you one at a time. Because sometimes if you give it too much information, sometimes if you upload too many things, it will get confused. Sincerely, it will just discover that it's just giving you rubbish. So we advise, I don't know, but we advise that maximum of 2 or 3. Don't do more than that, else you'll be getting rubbish from it. And even if you ask it itself, it will tell you one at a time. Upload one, then upload another one. It will. So if you now ask it, okay, combine all the 3 files or 4 that I've uploaded, it will do just that. So that is it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think there is another AI that does that as well, where you can upload as many. I've forgotten the name now, but I remember someone shared.
But BARD from Google can do that as well. You can upload things. You can upload charts, figures, and other stuff to interpret. Just that way.
Okay, Dr. Femi, you want to say something? Alam?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you see, that's why I came from the background of how AI tools work. Now, remember I said for any AI tool, okay, in any AI system, we have what you call the data set, right? So we have a training data set and verification data set. Now, you train, remember AI tools need to be trained to understand patterns. And they get trained by creating tokens, right? So if the tokens are so many, they start speaking very bad languages that what you're asking them, they will not give you the correct stuff. However, if you have been able to train that system to read through several documents one at a time, it would have created some tokens about what it has found. Scanning through, we call it scanning through that document. It would have created some kind of knowledge. So it brings out meaning by looking at the closeness of those tokens in vector space to bring. Now, sorry, I'm bothering you with some, but that's why my emphasis is that it's better we know what happens at the back end, right? So that we'll be able to make effective use of these tools. Now, I think to also respond to one of the comments that people are responding poorly towards AI. Well, it's because you see when there is a new technology, the first thing to domesticate that technology is for people to understand it first. You know, people get, when you hear some buzzword, people just withdraw that. Was this? You are talking about okay, now in computer science, we started with data science, right? Then we moved to machine learning, reinforcement learning, and we continued like that. Now we are in blockchain. Now the question is that people have not understood what data science is. You are running to blockchain. Now the question is, how important is blockchain to our present situation when we do not even have the infrastructure to deal with existing data that we have? So these are the issues. Let us first of all learn those things that are coming out. Let's understand it first. Then based on that, we'll be able to have good grasp of what is coming next. Right? We should not just model up things. People are shy of all these buzzwords, and so people jump into it sheepishly and they get burnt. You see, you get some side, they'll say we use cookies to get this. Then they will now tell you that you can go to settings to look at the priority. You go to the settings, it's still, some of them will still force you to click OK. Then using their recommender system, they will get your information and they will start sharing your information without you knowing behind. So we came up with a research that, okay, if the cookie forces you to take this in, then there's going to be a flag that anywhere your data or the information you provided is shared, it will send a mail to you automatically telling you that these people have breached your privacy, and you can sue them. So we must first of all understand the technology first before we jump on it. And here in Africa, we are always quite careful and also shy to jump on new things. But we should also mind our pace. We should not be so slow that we get left behind. We should move at pace, but first of all, understand the logic behind, in, and in front of what we want to jump into. Thank you.
Yeah. Dr. Miriam.
Yeah, I think that's all I can read. I know there are some suggestions and comments, but as for the questions, I hope I'm able to capture everybody. And if we have any other one that want to ask any question, they can please signify.
Please, if you have, you can unmute, you can signify so that we can quickly, we are trying to round up everything. So while we're waiting for that, I would like to use this medium to thank all our presenters and also as a researcher, I want us to have this mindset. We all have our goals. What do we want to achieve in 2024? Some of us have been, our diary is already full already now, I'm sure. Where we want to visit, where we want to see, what we want to invest in. It's already full. But don't forget, your presence online matters also. That is what, don't say you cannot reach there. Do you know something? I was just thinking aloud recently. I said, okay, do you know that we can also, how many of, if I ask now, how many of us have our YouTube channel? If you have YouTube channel, raise up your hand. Some of us believe it's expensive. Yes, Dr. Miriam, only one, Dr. Sheung. See, I just thought of it, that as an academic, we don't have money, but we can also get money. If you go on YouTube now, just type quadratic equation. I'm using my own feed as an example. You will see a lot of Indians, Pakistan, even they use their language to teach. They will put it there in Hindu, in Arab, in whatever. We are not competing with them. But do you know that our accents, if I use this word, our accent alone, Ojawu, we can make more because of your accent. Why? Because people will visit your YouTube channel, you speak the way they speak. They can understand what you are saying. They can understand the syllabus through your teaching. We can be dropping our lectures also on the YouTube channel. You can package yourself. Have the plan for 2024. We are coming to the branding. Dr. Sheung, I'm telling you now, prepare for that. Dr. Sheung,
area.
are you hearing now? We are coming to that branding. By the time I ask you, the next talk is branding. Get note. Because we can also make passive income money on that area by populating your YouTube channel, by populating with our skills, with what we do. Some of this knowledge we know. Dr. Femi said something about those Ifa priests. Some of them are not documented, but we can document our own these days using YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Just 10 minutes presentation, just 20 minutes presentation. Some of us have a good phone, but we don't use it. Some of us have a good opportunity, but we don't use it. Please, 2024, let's plan. It's our year. It's not by prayer alone, it's by action. So these are my words to as many researchers we have on the platform. These are my advice for us for this part as we are rounding up this year. And I pray God will have mercy and will bless as many of us. Some of us, yes, if you need help on that area, you need mentor, you need somebody to put you through sincerely. A lot of people on the platform, just put the question there. You will see hundreds of people. On the platform now, we are more than 700. And I'm happy to announce to us that out of that 700, 85% of us were PhD holders. And we are all Nigerians. And we are proud to be. And I believe we can shake the nation. We can shake the world by sharing whatever we have. So these are things I would like to say. So take home word from our presenters. Over to you, Dr. Charles. Are you there? Just 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like Dr. Okay have said, AI has come to stay. But please let us use it in a right way. You remember when we were young, when we were in primary school, secondary school, our mates that are dullards, sorry to use that language, even when they are copying from their book, you that you are brilliant, you still score more than them. So if you really want to know how to use AI in a right way, please study it, then use it in the right way. Don't just do copy and paste. Read and read again. Check and check again before you submit whatever you are getting from AI to any platform. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Dr. Oluseun.
Yeah, thank you so much. So in wrapping up, I'll just say that integrating AI into research, it not only supercharges our abilities, but it also brings about important ethical considerations, like I've always said. So as we all continue to venture into this tech enhanced era of discovery, it is then important for each and every one of us to, or I would say it's crucial to navigate with what I call a compass of ethical principles. It's important that we balance innovation with responsibility. And this will help us to effectively contribute positively to society without leaving ethical concerns behind. I mean, how do we, or what do we call it, when we make publications and we ourselves do not stand proud of what we have done? So let's try, let's move, let's journey, let's fly, let's jump into this AI-powered future for research with a commitment not just to only unlock knowledge, but to do so in a way that respects privacy, fairness, and the well-being of all. Together, I believe that we can shape a future where the nexus between artificial intelligence and ethics can define the landscape of an impactful and responsible research. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Alamu, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Well, I want to appreciate all that attended this program. Of course, it has been quite cool for me, enlightening. Of course, I've seen AI from other perspective, aside from those in the core area of computer science. Now, of course, my parting shot would be that technology has come, AI has come to stay. Technology has helped us to become sedentary. Now, AI has come to make our brain sedentary. You could do exercise by running on the treadmill, running around to kick against the sedentary lifestyle that technology has brought. But the question is that, what will you do to make your brain work effectively while adopting AI? We do not want our brain to be sedentary in any form. So please, let us put on our critical thinking caps while using the AI tools. Thank you.
Dr. Miriam.
Thank you so much, everybody. I want to thank the organizer Dr. Oke, and our presenters. My parting words will be for more education, awareness, and campaigns. I share in the sentiments with our movement in Africa that maybe we are still slow, but then the way we adopt things is different. We can share with our colleagues, educate them, create this kind of more of this platform to share with others on how some of these tools can be used responsibly. That would be my parting words. Thank you so much.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And I want to we're using this medium to say thank you for every one of us that you are here. Because without you, we can't do any presentation. But we just want to say thank you for coming. And for all the speakers, thank you. God bless you. On this note, we'll call it a point. Should we call it a year? No, we're still calling it. Don't worry, we are still going to come up with different presentation, different enlightenment. If you have any suggestion too, please, all the admin, we are open for suggestions.